Michael Simmons is a 2000 graduate of Central High School and now the youngest person ever to be inducted into the Hopewell Valley Distinguished Graduates Hall of Fame. Michael is a young, serial, award-winning entrepreneur, best-selling author of The Student Success Manifesto, How to Create a Life of Passion, Purpose, and Prosperity, an international keynote speaker throughout the country to over 50,000 people. After graduating from Central High School, Michael attended the STEM School of Business at New York University. While at NYU, he was the president of the Entrepreneurial Exchange Group, which received the President's Award, NYU's most prestigious Students' Activities Award. He graduated from NYU with a degree in business in 2004. Michael and his wife founded Extreme Entrepreneurship Education, which is a collegiate tour bringing America's top young entrepreneurs to college campuses for a half-day conference to spread the entrepreneurial mindset. The tour has visited over 60 schools nationwide and has received the Innovation Award from the National Association of Development Organizations and the Program of the Year Award from Northern Michigan University.
Michael's company, Impact, helps build the entrepreneurship ecosystem globally through programs that support entrepreneurs and the organizations that support them. Impact has held over 500 events at colleges, high schools, workforce development organizations, corporations, and small business development centers across the country. One of Impact's signature programs is the Impact 100, the largest showcase of companies run by the country's top young entrepreneurs 30 and under with revenues over $100,000. The top 100 companies are recognized at the White House. Michael co-founded his first business, Princeton Web Solutions, when he was just 16 years old. PWS was later rated the #1 youth-run web development company in the nation by Young Biz magazine. In addition, Michael has been the winner of 3 Entrepreneur of the Year awards from the National Foundation for Teaching Entrepreneurship, FLEET, and the National Coalition for Empowering Youth Entrepreneurship. He and his company have been featured in 5 books and on the AOL homepage, USA Today, Incorporated Magazine, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Finally, in 2006, Michael was named by Business Week as one of the top 25 entrepreneurs under 25. Currently, Michael lives in Plainsboro, New Jersey. He is married to Sheena Lindau, who is also a 2000 graduate of Central High School. Michael and Sheena have 2 children, Jaden and Hallie. Congratulations, Michael Simmons, on your induction into the Hopewell Valley Central High School Distinguished Graduates Hall of Fame.
Let's pull this up a little bit here. So when I was sitting in your seat 12 years ago, which at the time 12 years would have felt like an eternity, but it's gone by extremely quickly. I never would have thought I'd be here, both accepting this honor and also living in the area with 2 kids. When I was 16, I wanted to go to New York City, which I did, travel the world, and I didn't appreciate Hopewell. And I just want to first say that it's true. Everywhere else, New Jersey is underrated. You'll be the butt of many jokes being from New Jersey, but truly, I think being from Hopewell, I would put it as one of the top communities, I think, in the country to grow up in. And I would also add just the teachers, a lot of things you don't appreciate until afterwards, but the amount of care and attention, personal attention that you get from teachers is really, I think, world-class, and many times better than where I went to NYU, where it might be 500 students in one class. The professor doesn't know your name. So it's a great, I just wanted to say thank you to all the teachers and administrators. So oftentimes it's not until many years later that people probably express their appreciation. So I wanted to share just one big lesson that I've learned through 12 years since graduating from Hopewell, and it's that the biggest rewards, I think, personally and professionally come from risks that you take and also what you do in the face of failure. And I can say the bio talks about all the successes, but I guarantee you if I went through all the failures from that first business failing to when I was first starting to talk, being completely terrible at it, you'd be very surprised. And I think the path to success is basically, in many senses, I think, failure after failure. But the good thing of failures is that there's nothing that's going to build your character more or that you'll learn from more. When I started a business at 16 years old, my friend and I, Cal Newport, we were the only students in our entire class to start a business. And either our parents were entrepreneurs, we didn't know any teachers who were entrepreneurs, we didn't know any other students who were entrepreneurs. So it felt like we were doing this completely foreign thing that no one else in our entire life could relate to. Many times considered stopping, but have kept on going. And as a result of keep on going, been exposed to opportunities that I never would have thought would have been exposed to. And it's been even more important on a personal side. When I was in high school, I was pretty shy, and I didn't get comfortable telling this story until a few years after graduating high school because it scarred me. But I didn't have a girlfriend. I'd never asked anyone out, and I would really wanted to change that. So literally, I think it was starting my senior year. After when I got home from school, I purchased videos. At that time, it was 2000, I guess, 1999. I went on Amazon.com, bought VHS tapes, and would practice dancing by myself before my mom got home. Only the dogs and cats as witnesses. And the reason I was doing that is I felt like if I learned how to dance and went to, was in a situation at a school dance or party or somewhere else, and I had to dance, I could dance and I would impress somebody and maybe they would ask me out because I didn't want to ask anyone out. So you can question that logic if you want, but that was what I had in mind. I quickly learned you can't really learn how to, at least I couldn't learn how to dance from videos. So I asked my mom for help, and she came to the U.S. when she was 17, and she's from Poland. And the style of dancing that she was teaching me was definitely doing me more harm than it was helpful. So I asked her to please stop. And literally, the only time when I would ever dance was when all my friends, and if you're not good at dancing, you have the fortune of all your friends doing this to you, would pull me, both of my arms, onto the dance floor against my will. And the only thing I ever had the confidence to do, I'm not exaggerating, was basically bend my knees. And the reason I just didn't have, I'm 6'5", 6'6", and I felt like everyone can see me, and I just didn't have the confidence to move my feet or move my hips. So, as you can imagine, end of high school, no girlfriend. So, I wanted to change this in college, and on a more serious note, I hated the idea that there's one thing that I really wanted. I was even taking the time to learn how to do it, but I wasn't actually taking the risk to maybe take the more direct path of asking someone out. And so, going to NYU, I figured this is my time to reinvent myself. No one knows how bad of a dancer I am. And so, literally during the first week at NYU, I met someone. We had an incredible conversation, thought she was very attractive, and for the first time ever, the next day, I asked her out. Fortunately, very luckily, she said yes, and now, amazingly, 12 years later, that person is Sheena, who's my business partner and wife, and we have 2 children, Jaden and Hallie. So the reason I wanted to share that, and I should say that she did go to a Central High School, but it was Central High School in New Hampshire, so it wasn't Hopewell High School. But what I will say is that, that's just one extreme example of, one time I put myself out there where I never would have otherwise, and it's completely changed my life. And so what I challenge all of you is that if there's anything that you really want and you feel yourself resisting it, that resistance is the exact reason why you should overcome it, challenge yourself, and you'll be amazed at what happens. So thank you very much for the honor.